Good morning, Larry.
Okay, Tov, Rabbi Prak, how are you?
בוקר טוב, בוקר טוב. איך עבר הלילה בארץ?
There's a lot of missiles, a lot of rockets. I don't know how, what do I know? Just so sad and so scary for people to live like that in 2024. Who would let that happen in their own country but us?
Yeah. What happened Friday when Israel leveled this building was important.
Listen, that's the best example. A bar laharga chahash came bahargo, and there's no two ways about it, and that's the way it has. That's the only way they'll understand anyway. So, unfortunate.
This is the question that the understanding, or it's a back and forth game, and
well, it's gonna King. I don't think it can go on like that for. Eventually, something's gonna have to happen, and hopefully, they'll understand and move back. So we don't have. Now we're only sending in airplanes. Unfortunately, we don't have to send troops, but that's not going to do it.
the idea is to force them to go back. But if not, Israel, unfortunately, is ready to march in.
Right. That's never a good. I mean,
never good because there's a price in human life.
If the price is so expensive, I don't even want to think what a price is.
Yeah. Please open.
How are your granddaughters doing? They're enjoying?
Very much, very much. The first Shabbat in Yerushalayim is always very special.
Yes, that's what I said to Max. You should enjoy Shabbat. This is the first Shabbat. I mean,
yeah.
But you'll speak to him in another 45 minutes, hour, whatever it is.
An hour, quarter to 11.
Yes, he's ready.
Open Siman Tav Reish. Tav Reish Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim. Siman 600. There's something different about Rosh Hashanah than Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot. So, באמת, as an introduction to Siman Tav Reish, go a second to Siman Tav Reish Aleph, Seif Bet. Tav Reish Aleph, Seif Bet. Seif Bet, on top there. Shulchan Aruch says in Tav Reish Aleph, Seif Bet, Av Be'eretz Yisrael, עושים ראש השנה שני ימים. Please. Shulchan Aruch says that even though Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot in Israel is only one day, but Rosh Hashanah we do it 2 days.
How you doing, Larry? Good morning.
Okay, Ezra, I'll see you in a few. Gashikayach, good to see you.
Look at Seif Bet, Tav Reish Aleph Seif Bet. Av Be'eretz Yisrael עושים ראש השנה 2 ימים. Why is Rosh Hashanah different than every day? So let's look at the Mishnah Berurah.
I don't know if we have a sponsorship today, my children.
Okay. Rani wants to announce
Sponsorship.
here.
This morning's classes have been generously sponsored by Lenny Kramer on the occasion of his daughter Naomi's engagement this week to Ben Krinsky.
What is the Seudah?
Nice. Also, if I remember correctly, his daughter was a nurse during COVID.
Yes.
And she was helping community members communicate with them and their loved ones in their house because nobody could go visit them. So Naomi was really very special at that time.
To the point that she was reprimanded because she did against
I didn't know that.
She almost wanted to fire her.
My memory is correct.
She really, she held the hand of people before dying, spoke to the family, but the government was not very happy about it, so, I mean, the government, the
At
hospital.
the time, Larry, Lenny told us he was looking for his daughter being engaged.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we-
yeah,
we
yeah,
were-
yeah.
We were praying for her that she
Yeah,
finds somebody.
yeah,
It took a
yeah,
little
yeah.
time, but she got there.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
listen,
Look up Be'eretz Israel, look at the Mishnah Berurah here,
There's a Mishnah Berurah here?
Taf Reish Aleph, Siv Katan Gimel, Taf Reish
Oh.
Aleph. I said before we read the Taf Reish, we have to look at Taf Reish Aleph, Siv Katan Gimel.
If
And Ezra is right, we have to understand why is Rosh Hashanah different from all the holidays. Of course, it's a Gemara, but that's how the Mishnah Berurah explains it. Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. Siman Taf Reish Aleph, Siv Katan Gimel, and Mishnah Berurah. Please listen carefully what he says here. לפי שאפילו בזמן המקדש אירע כמה פעמים שהיו צריכים לעשות שני ימים. הגמרא says in מסכת ביצה that remember Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot are either after a week into the month or 2 weeks. Pesach and Sukkot are 15. Shavuot is a week. So you knew in advance more or less when the holidays fall, right? Because whoever came to the Beit Din announced when it's Chodesh, we know. Rosh Hashanah is the only holiday that day of the holiday, we have to accept the witnesses, investigate him, and announce holiday. Now what happened if the moon was seen? I'm using an example in Bethlehem, yeah? It's a 3 hours walk to the center of Yerushalayim. So very often the witnesses used to come late. The Gemara says that few times they came late in the afternoon after the Korban of the Tamid of that day was offered as a regular day. Remember, it's not Rosh Hashanah unless 2 witnesses come to Beit Din and Beit Din is accepting. And the Din announces today is Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh means Rosh Hashanah. So because of that, because of those few occasions, Chachamim made the following rule. If they come till X amount of time, till 12, 1, 2, we accept them. Otherwise, we declare it as a 2-day holiday. Today,
oh. He came late, extended a day.
now please
So
remember,
we can have it every day, every year, no matter what.
we're talking about that day. We're talking about 1900 years ago. That day, 1900 years ago. After Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, Beit Din decided that every Rosh Hashanah is 2 days. So this is, look at the Mishnah Berurah again. Why are we celebrating 2 days Rosh Hashanah? לפי שאפילו בזמן המקדש, unlike Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, we never had a problem because we knew in advance exactly when the holiday is, because 14 days before the new month was declared. But here, אירע כמה פעמים, it happened few times, שהיו צריכים ימים, כמו שמבואר בבית יוסף. ולכן, גם היום, לזנוב את המקדש, החיוב בארץ ישראל לעשות 2 ימים, here's our focus is going to be the last sentence, ונחשבים כיום האריכתא. The 2 days of Rosh Hashanah are considered one long holiday of 48 hours. One long holiday, unlike Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot, it's definitely 2 days. Here it's 1 day, 48 hours. In reality, to us, what difference does it make if it's considered 2-day holidays that we have to keep, or it's 1 long day? So now go back 1 page. Larry, now go to Siman Taf Reish.
Can I ask a
Yes,
question?
yeah.
We are told that all of us are being reviewed by Kadosh Baruch Hu on.
Rosh Hashanah.
Okay, we know that Kadosh Baruch Hu can in 1 second review all of the 8 billion.
Right.
Okay, so there's a tale. Don't sleep because you might be coming up with.
The tale happens to be by the Ari HaKadosh.
It's what?
The tale was written by the Ari HaKadosh.
That's just it, yeah.
Okay, so
A tale is not to eat an egg without salt. But the Ari HaKadosh says Don't sleep, yeah.
But Adam, so why doesn't HaKadosh Baruch Hu do all of the 8 billion in 1 second instead of going, this week it's Thursday, Thursday, and somebody's gonna go on Friday. That declines HaKadosh Baruch Hu's capability. But that he
The
can't
way
do
you
it.
presented the question is the answer, yes. Hashem does judge everyone at the same time, an
Right.
individual. Listen. I have a friend that went to court for one of these traffic violations, but he really had to fight it, yes. He says to me like this: 2 guys before him were open liars, you so clearly. Now the judge was very upset. My friend says, I knew that there's no point. Why? Because the judge is upset. Now, if the judge has to judge me together with the Russians, and the Israeli liberals, and the Ukrainians, and the Chinese, oy va'avoy, this is why Hashem has to do it. Hashem has to do it together. Because many Israelis don't deserve to be around, but they are defending the state of Israel. You understand? Me, I speak Lashon Hara sometimes, I teach, I guess. The trick is to see the good and the bad. So Hashem is giving. When Rav Kook, Alav Shalom, was defending those who ate cheeseburgers on Yom Kippur, but he said, but they're coming to the land of Israel, and they are building the state. Otherwise, it says in the Chumash, the land of Israel is going to vomit them, and we are going to lose the land, correct? And the contrary, for those people, the only chance they have is because they are judged. As we are part of Am Israel.
Right.
So Am Israel has people who are fighting, don't keep any mitzvah, they do all the averot in the Torah, but they are contributing to the people.
So it takes Hashem 2 days to
Yes, no, but it's not a 2 days. Everything is done in 1 day. I told you the way you presented the question with many home presentations. Everything is done on the first day. On the first day, everyone is being judged in 2 ways. As part of everything and individually. Why do you need 2 days? Listen good now. Says the Zohar. This is the Zohar, not the tale. And the Zohar says that every person, I'll give you an example. Someone I know very well, says to me one day, it says to me this: look, I know I'm seriously sick. And I pray to God. God says to me, I pray to God, I say, Hashem, maybe personally I'm not so good. Listen good now. There are many institutions that I support. There are many individuals that live because of me. If you decide to knock me out because of my personal, what will happen? You? Says the Zohar, every day on Rosh Hashanah, we are judged in 2 different ways. You, but you. Then you in connection to other people. This is why you need 2 days. Hashem needs 1 day and 1 minute to judge the world, not talk about Ukraine, not China, talk about Jews in Texas, living very far, Jews in Brooklyn, Jews in Bnei Brak, in Yerushalayim. This is one thing. But every individual, regardless if it's Chacham Ovadia Yosef, or a kid that doesn't know from Adam, okay? Each one has 2 cheshbonot. If I look at this fellow, he's out. But look at the big picture, and then he's contributing to his community, to his family. I mean, how often do you see? I remember someone that you all know very well. He says his mother died. Says to me, my mother didn't keep anything. She didn't keep Shabbat, she didn't keep Rosh. But she has a son like you who gives tzedakah, learns, very honest, very nice to people. So his mother's reason to exist was because of the kid and the grandchildren. So the 2 days is not because the second day he has to finish. Not everyone has a number 10, number 11. So I didn't bring the Gemara, but the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah talks about your question. The Gemara says, "V'kulam nizkarim b'skira achat." It happens in 1 minute. Computer is watching. I'm not talking about the Ukrainians, the Chinese, the Americans, and the rest of the Talking about we are judging 1 minute. But in this judgment, you need 2 days. 1 day is you as you, and you is part of the world around us.
But the mechanic, I don't know that the Edim comes in that meanwhile they did the room Korban. So when is the Rosh Hashanah starting exactly? So
I'll repeat what I said. You misunderstood. They did in advance knew that today it should be Rosh Hashanah. So they tell everyone, don't drive, don't do what you're not supposed to, don't drive, don't open your business. Everyone basically
and Korbanot,
acted.
which Korbanot?
Then they offer the korbanot in the morning as a regular day. They cannot do the korbanot on the holiday because maybe it's not the holiday. If they didn't come late, so in the afternoon, we bring all the korbanot of the holiday. Now, the day that they came very late, they didn't assume that they're not coming anymore.
Yeah.
So they concluded the day with the weekday korbanot. Then they didn't come. The problem.
Wow.
So Beijing said, up to a certain point, if they're not coming, we tell the people continue
With the
celebrate
restrictions,
as if this is Rosh Hashanah, and tomorrow
the full.
it's going to be the full day. So you understand that they always had the korbanot. The
It's
question
gonna
is
be one day then, right?
what?
It's gonna be then 1 day.
One and a half.
Everyone celebrated today, and everyone's going to celebrate tomorrow. This is exactly what they told the people. So today they celebrated already from the morning because they were told in advance that today most likely is the day when the witnesses come. They didn't come. Either because it was cloudy around Jerusalem or whatever the reason was. And therefore today they did keep the holiday even though it was not a holiday, and tomorrow is going to be the full holiday. Tomorrow we bring all the korbanot every day.
So the Betin decide because they know the day anyway. Rosh Chodesh and Rosh Hashanah, everything.
Right, but they did not declare.
They know the count of the
officially.
days, but they haven't proved.
They did astronomically, the Rambam says, knew exactly, they could tell you 1,000 years ahead and 1,000 years before. But legally, until they listen to the witnesses and investigate the witnesses,
That's
how they
question
the
witness.
they cannot declare.
So you're saying one of the days that they blew,
The Gemara says in Beitzah and Rosh Hashanah. I'm just explaining it.
no, but are you saying then that one of the days when you blow shofar, you're blowing shofar for Safek?
Yeah. Now my question to you is, if we decided now the Rosh Hashanah is a double day and it's a long holiday of 48, in practicality, what does it mean? So look now in Siman Taf Reish.
So you're saying, is there a difference then between, there must be a difference between a Yom Arichta and a Yom Tov Sheni Shel Galio, right?
Exactly what we are going to see now in Siman Taf Reish. Siman 600 is a Gemara in Beitzah. Please listen carefully now. Beitzah, Siman Taf Reish,
The page before.
ביצה שנולדה ביום טוב הראשון, please listen good now, וכן, מה שניצוד בו, you set up a trap and a deer fell in, וכן מה שנתלש בו, apples fell, it was a wind, the first day of Rosh Hashanah, אסור בשני. Please listen carefully now. Here in Chutz La'aretz, if I'm a farmer in upstate New York, okay? The first day on Pesach, my chickens laid 20 eggs. That day, it's asur, it's mukseh. The second day, mutar. Why is mutar? It's a holiday, because one of them is definitely not a holiday, right? So, therefore, an egg that was laid on the first day of Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot, on the first day can be eaten the second day. There was a wind in upstate New York, and many apples fell off. On the first day, I can eat them on the second day, because one of the two is looked upon halachically as if it's a weekday. You hear that, Larry? Rosh Hashanah is not so. On Rosh Hashanah, if an egg was laid on the first day, on Rosh Hashanah,
No
if,
chance.
if apples fell off the tree, cannot be because it's one long holiday of 24 hours, of 48 hours. Joseph, you hear, Joseph? When me and you celebrate 2 days as Pesach Shavuot Sukkot, we are celebrating. We make news, we wash, we have prayers. In halachic eyes, we treat it as if one of them is not. Where is the halachic difference? An egg was born by the first, mutar by the second. And there are many, many other halachot, except Rosh Hashanah. But Rosh Hashanah, because we treat the holiday as one long holiday of 48 hours.
So we can't use it on Rosh Hashanah, you're saying.
This is what, look now in the Mishnah Berurah, look in Mishnah Berurah. Siv Katan Aleph. You have Siv Katan Aleph? Asur b'sheni, as I have it, Asur b'sheni. אף אגב דבשאר יום טוב מותר בשני, מכוח ממה נפשך. On Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, if apples fell off my tree on the first day of Pesach, I can eat it the second day. Why? If Yom HaRishon Kodesh, if the first day is the real holiday, the second one is a weekday. If the second one is the holiday, so the first was not.
Pesach?
Pesach or Sukkot.
I'm not telling you anything mutar. I'm just telling you the apples fell off your tree the first day and everything.
But Pesach, we know which day is the first day and which one is the second day.
We're talking about Zman Bet HaMikdash. You lived in Venice or Cyprus or Rome or Brooklyn, New York or South
But the
Africa.
Edim came on the Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Chodesh, so they know the day.
But there were countries, South Africa, Australia, they didn't come. Around Israel it was very easy to send. Today we have messages. Today it will be easy to let everyone know.
So can you?
He's asking, at Pesach, why is it a problem? And he already came 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago. So this is all the communities around Israel, yes?
So can you cook on?
Cyprus, it was good.
Sorry, can you cook on Thursday for Friday on Rosh Hashanah?
So we're going to read it. It says N-O with a big N. N-O, because it's,
Why?
why? Because this leniency of 1 day is only the Chumrah, not the Kula.
No, because we.
Your question is very good. Here, look further.
So that means we're not gonna do Ruth Tavshavim.
You say it's one long day
Of
before.
course we are doing
Yeah.
Rut Avsheli because you cannot cook for Shabbat.
Oh, so we can, but you have to have the.
Here's a look. Before he came, I davened upstairs. Chacham Ovadia says, don't cook on the first day for the second day.
Yeah.
Because this leniency, this is 1 day, is only the Chumrah. The eggs cannot be eaten. The apples cannot be eaten on Rosh Hashanah. But not to be the Kula and to say, I can cook for one to the other. Because if we would do it, people would do it on Pesach, Shavuot, and so on.
Yeah, of course.
So again,
Oh, okay.
logically your question is, mathematically, you're right to your question. In reality,
One whole day, however, the perception.
Wait, so you should wait. So you should wait. Maybe you should wait till after Shkia on the first day. Then, I mean, I'm not sure I understand the Mishnah Berurah. If you could explain it, I'm missing something.
which part?
Where's the Mimana Shach?
First I'll tell you Manav Shach, then I'll tell you Ezra's question, which was a logical question. The Manav Shach is like this. If this holiday is Pesach, and I live in Vienna, and I'm not sure when Beit Din declared, but I know it's either A or B. Okay? But I know that one of them is already celebrated in Israel, either Pesach or weekday. Correct? If an egg was laid on the first day, of course I can have it that day. If I'm in Vienna, Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot. Here by Rosh Hashanah, Chachamim are saying it's one long holiday, and therefore, if it was laid on the first day, it's asur on the second day. Again, I live in Vienna, yes? I'm not sure if in Yerushalayim the holiday is Monday or Tuesday. Okay? Now on Monday, the wind blew some apples down. If in Yerushalayim Monday is a holiday, so maybe it's also a holiday. So I cannot have it on Monday. But on Tuesday, so when you're weekday, it's Chol HaMoed. If it's vice versa, that Monday in Israel is a weekday, so my apples fell off on a weekday. Therefore, I can have it on Tuesday. This is a Gemara in Beit Tzai. It's an open Gemara. Rosh Hashanah is different. And Rosh Hashanah, I'm looking at the 2 days as one day.
Well, then why do we blow shofar twice, and why do we blow? Why do we?
Yeah,
Why do we make Kiddush?
we are going to discuss it. We just began.
It's the second. I forgot. It's the second night you make Kiyam. You gotta have a.
This is going to be the next 25 minutes of our class, really the next 85 minutes,
Okay.
25 minutes.
However long we have.
No, but Ezra was asking, good, so why can't I cook on the first day for the second? It's the same day. So the halacha says it's one day lechumra, not lekula, because otherwise people would think that Pesach Shavuot Sukkot also you can cook for one day to another. Now,
So what's the halacha? So the Rebbetzin doesn't cook on the second day of Yontif, right?
she cooks as much as she needs for that day, but she cannot cook on the first day to the second. She's not cooking on the first day to the second. Let's say we finished, this year we finished, Thursday's lunch is finished, okay?
Good.
So my wife, I invited three, and except I did not tell before, 3 extra guests are coming that night. She's not allowed to cook now, next week on Thursday, for the following night.
Could she cook after Shkia on the first night?
Of course,
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not doing.
of course. Okay, here in the same community, they have some,
We have, for example, we have family members that invite us for the second night. So they tell us, come late because the woman of the house needs to cook after Shekiyah for the dinner. So everybody comes an hour later, so she can prepare properly.
of course. Okay, now you touched some of the points. Look further in Shulchan Aruch. So again, let's read the Shulchan Aruch again to make sure we understood it. ביצה שנולדה ביום טוב הראשון, וכן מה שניצוד בו, וכן מה שנתלש בו, אסור בשני. Okay? So again, unlike Pesach Shavuot Sukkot, which this is mutar, and it's asur. But now listen to the Shulchan Aruch.
But
Yeah.
oh, so why doesn't the Shulchan Aruch, to make it easier, say Beitzu Shenolda B'Yom Tov Harishon Shel Rosh Hashanah? I mean, when I read this, I didn't look at the Koteret, so I'm thinking, is this a regular? So this is only for Rosh Hashanah now.
Yeah. Look, if you look in the Haggah, הוא כבר נתבהר לערב.
I see.
And
Okay.
Gimel, the kind of regular holiday, it's mutar.
Yeah, I didn't see the Koteret. Beitzu Shenolda B'Rosh Hashanah. Okay. Now I got it. Sorry.
Of course. Well, it says it didn't read the headlines. Now listen to a fascinating case. I mean, everyone does it. בקידוש ליל שני, ילבש בגד חדש, או מניח פרי חדש, ואומר שהחיינו. Most Jewish families today that are keeping Rosh Hashanah halachically, on the second night Kiddush, they have a new food on the table or they wear a new garment, and when they say Shechianu on the Kiddush, they have in mind the holiday and the food.
Is that Kiddush Midoraisa?
Let's continue. ואם אין מצוי בגד חדש או פרי חדש, you don't have it. עם כל זה יאמר שהחיינו. Anyway, say שהחיינו. Why is that, Ezra? If you look in the tool, we didn't have 5 tools, otherwise I would for it. There's a tremendous machloket in the Rishonim. Listen carefully now. If it's one holiday, I said already שהחיינו on the first night. What am I saying שהחיינו on the second? זה קושיה עצומה, זה לא...
So why don't you ask the same question with shofar? Shofar, you can't bring a pri chadash for shofar and you shake shechianu on the second day, no?
If you come, In a minute you'll see that this is a machloket Ashkenazim and Sfaradim. Sfaradim don't say Shechianu the second day of Shofar.
All right, so there I understand, but what's your svara for Shechianu on the second day?
We're starting now with the topic.
Okay.
The two, if you have time later, look at the two, the 12 lines. Rashi and the Rambam did it this way. Rashbam did it this way. There was a machloket atzuma in Europe and Middle East. Should you say or shouldn't you say? Said the Rosh at the end, because there are so many opinions, but you see, you hear the logic. If it's one day, I said already
You don't need to.
Shechianu, what do you say Shechianu again? So says the Rosh, because we have such a dispute,
Don't say
say and have a new fruit.
Yeah, this way the cover.
This way you cover.
You did for no reason at all. But if you don't have the food or the garment, you cover.
Says the Shulchan Aruch, even if you don't have to, say it anyway. Because the majority of Rishonim are saying. This is a, if you look at the Ari, did not go, the Ari did not.
But usually when we have a machloket, we take away the beracha.
No one says. So David says, let's say, Safek Barachot Lakel.
Yeah.
It's too big of a machloket to play this game of Safek Barachot Lakel. It's a game, yeah. This is a fundamental question.
Right.
Is it,
Am I saying Shechianu or not?
is it unfair to characterize it by Shechianu?
No, David is asking a good question.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very
Normally
often if you
we
have
don't.
okay,
Can one say Shechianu only has a 24-hour shelf life?
what?
Because Shechianu only have a 24-hour shelf life according to some opinions?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, look a second now. Look a second in the Mishnah
Only lasts 24
Berurah.
hours, that's it.
Right.
Look
Wow.
a second in the Mishnah Berurah.
No, but I didn't say that,
No.
because he's saying the Sukkot, you say Shechianu, you say it for Pesach, you can't, it doesn't have.
See, but this is the problem. The problem is
Second
by
day.
most people, they
We
don't
only say the
realize.
second
They can do
See what
Not
took-
saying we don't
What
go in.
took us 10 minutes to explain, most people don't know. And some of us will forget it in 10 days. This is why, you see, if you don't say Shechianu, but Pesach Shavuot Sukkot, people will have a problem.
Yeah.
No, but then you must do it because the way it was established is it's two separate days that are following.
Oh, that's why it's Yom Tov Sheni.
It's not one. Here we're labeling it as one.
Kedusha second day and.
Now your question on shofar before we move, look and see if Gimal, Ari, look and see if Gimal.
Sif Gimel, okay.
That's Shulchan Aruch. Im Chag Yom Rishon B'Shabbat, like last year, listen good. אומרים שהחיינו בשופר ביום שני. It's clearly telling you, but if it's like this year, you don't say Shechianu on the second day.
Second day, sure. What he did, man.
Because I already said Shechianu on the first day. But if you finish Shabbat and did not blow shofar on Shabbat, then you say Shechianu. Says the Rama, this is the Ashkenazi custom. ויש אומרים, לאומרות עושה שהחיינו, אפילו אם חל יום ראשון בחול, וכן המנהג במדינותינו. One of the biggest differences between Ashkenazim and Sfaradim and Rosh Hashanah is that. On the second day, B'ezrat Hashem, next week Friday, you blow shofar. Your community, you wouldn't say Shechianu.
So is the mitzvah of shofar on the day or on the person?
The day, the person says Shechianu.
I'm not saying Shechianu. In other words, because if the first day you were Yotzei the mitzvah of shofar, so why are you blowing it without Shechianu on the second day?
Why don't you ask, why do we say all the prayers again? Why don't you ask?
Well, because the prayers are not necessarily doraisas. The shofar is a doraisa.
Shofar is the oraita only one of the 2 days.
Yeah, but one is a suffix. Could you knock it out?
So this is the point. Chachamim told me, duplicate on the second day what you did on the first day. But regarding certain halachot, it's 148-hour holiday. Here, listen to an interesting question. David is about to occur. He happens to be in the Ashkenazic Minyan next week. Should you say Shechianu or not? Listen carefully what happens. 150 people. He is about to pay. Listen
Oh, so
carefully
he
what
has to
I'm
say it?
saying. The Baal Tokea in my shul, the Baal Tokea, the second day morning, the second day morning in my shul, the Baal Tokea says Shechianu for everyone. My Baal Tokea is a real Ben Torah, real Talmid Chacham. Yes, he tells me to keep one new garment for the morning that I wear it that morning.
Nice.
Now, if David is a Sephardi guy, in his shul, they're not saying Shechianu. Can David say Shechianu for the people? Shema Yafa Mod, you understand?
Which
Everyone in the shul is
jersey are
obligated
you
to
wearing?
a
Your Mets
Shechianu.
or the Yankees?
No, do you do what's in the kahal?
But you see, but this is for you, this is a bracha lebatala because Shulchan Aruch says not to say. Says Ravadia Yosef, you have to ask an Ashkenazi guy.
To say
He said
beracha.
to Shechianu and David is blowing. Not only that, listen carefully now. David is not the Baal Tokea, but he happens to be praying on Rosh Hashanah in Ashkenazi minyan, okay? And the Baal Tokea on the second day says Shechianu, says Ravadia, David should not say Amen. Since he is not obligated, is a man separates him from the mitzvah of shofar. Here is the classic part, perfect example. We are obligated. So the Baal Tokea have us in mind. David is not obligating Shechianu, right?
You can't say amen.
So David should not say amen because he's a man that, I mean, I'm using an example.
Would it be a hafsaka anyway?
Example only. Example. I made this morning Laniach Tefillin. Good? Laniach Tefillin. The guy next to me, before I had a chance to tie it, says it atem b'tzitzit. If I say amen and eat it atem b'tzitzit, I have to say the bracha again Laniach Tefillin. Why? Because I'm not permitted to make a hefsek between. If the guy next to me put tefillin also, and he says Laniach Tefillin, it's a big machloket. I should not say amen, but if I did, since the answer is at the same mitzvah, it's a machloket over there, you play the game of Safek Berachot. But I'm Talek, you understand? The guy next to me said, I just finished my Laniach Tefillin. Says the Rav Ovadia, for David praying in Ashkenazic minyan, saying the amen and the Ashkenazic Shechianu, they have said.
I mean, isn't it acknowledging the thing? Like if you eat an apple and you made a beracha, I will say amen because I'm acknowledging.
Normally
It
yes,
something
normally
else.
yes, but it's
Only if you are not in the middle of something bigger. If I'm in the middle of Shema and I hear the car says Kadosh Kadosh, I don't stop. If I'm in the middle of Vayam Shamu, I do stop. Here is not Chayav. But you see, this you understand perfectly. If a woman cannot make it to shul, and the Baal Tokea comes to blow shofar for the woman.
On which day?
On the first day, on the first day.
Yeah, first day.
First day is Minat Torah, yes? Can he say Shechianu for her, or she has to say?
He did already. He did it. Sure, you saying he did it already.
So if he didn't do it for the Shechianu,
That's for him.
he's saying for himself.
He did it already.
What do you do with Kiddush? If you went to visit somebody in the afternoon, why don't you went to visit somebody in the afternoon? You didn't say to make Kiddush for somebody. You made it without.
In a second, you'll see the big difference. Open Siman Tav Kuf Pei Hey. Tav Kuf Pei Hey. Tav Kuf Pei Hey. Is it 585 by you, Larry?
Rabbi Praga, I know I'm going to mix this up, but how do you count? I'm sorry you made tshuva. When does Yom Kippur come out? If one day, you count 10 days between the first and the second day. So
this is separate. It's a good question, but we cannot answer it now.
Okay.
I mean, to make your question much bigger is really like this. People who celebrate, listen carefully now, 2 days every holiday, why don't they celebrate 2 days Yom Kippur? This is a real question. If I live in Vienna, I really don't know. I really don't know when was Rosh Hashanah. Remember, we in Yerushalayim, or if you live in the north, I know more or less what they. Of course, the Shulchan Aruch talks about it. Of course, the Gemara talks about it. But the question is, logically, it's a very serious question. And of course, the Gemara says that many did fast 2 days. Yes, or at least did not eat the full, the regular full amount. But the question is, why don't we? We are in Chutz La'aretz, right?
Rabbi, what does he serve by not eating the full amount? It's eating or not eating, correct? Why now not the full amount? I didn't eat bread.
Oh, there is a big difference if you eat
That's it,
a regular amount, it's
That's a
correct, the
shiur.
other one is not correct.
Also eat shooting,
Yes.
lower amount of shooting.
The hundreds of Bnei Torah, the hundreds of Bnei Torah in the year 1940-41 in Kobe, Japan, was a big machloket. Where is the halachic international date? Okay, it was a big machloket. Okay, so some, I'm not talking about local rabbis or elected rabbis, I'm talking about giants of rabbis, the machloket. Many Bnei Torah fasted 2 days, finished. Fasted 2 days. No one will die, no one will die for 2 days. But you cannot tell the masses of people to fast 2 days.
And they pray piku.
Some couldn't, so they drank a little bit in the morning, some.
Yeah,
No one
they
ate.
drink less than the shiur.
Right, some drank, no, because he was asking,
Somebody
he was asking, what's the difference if you drink a small amount of.
because if you're sick or you can't.
Correct, exactly.
Less than a certain amount. I know when I was taking certain medications, I had to drink on.
No, listen what he, tell
He's
them
on the
what
building, right?
When
He's on the
I was
building.
taking chemo, I
he
had
came to
eat.
Sharei Tzion with food.
I prepared less than 1
So
ounce
that's
of
it, you're not having to be.
banana chips and peanuts and also salmon, put it in the refrigerator, and I
So,
had less than
let's
1
see
ounce
it.
each time.
Every time he had small amount.
Ronnie, last year, that was when I first got,
Yeah.
right before Yom Kippur, I got
Yeah.
diagnosed with diabetes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And my blood sugar was like
and you can't be
400.
without eating.
400.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Crazy.
I was in the hospital 2 days before Yom Kippur.
Wow.
So one we called, I won't say which rabbis, one rabbi couldn't get a hold of him, called the other one, he said, get intravenous.
Oh, yeah.
Right, the other one said, it may be hard, drink less than sure, whatever.
Yeah.
So I actually got Dr. Fariwa's assistant Matilda to come to my son's house, and during the break,
Big IV? Wow.
Very smart. Very, very smart. Well, the
Even
IV was the best.
Until now, on Kippur, I bring a bottle of water and I have 1.5
Yeah,
ounces
yeah.
every 10 or 15 minutes. That's what I do. I have to have hydrated the whole day. I have to have
That's
36, 48 ounces a
23
day.
ounces, right, Brian?
I'm not drinking.
There's a fellow,
I do less than 2 ounces.
David, the fellow here, I will tell you his name, his wife was in the 8th month. 8 months is
Oh.
always very.
And you gotta stay
So
hydrated.
the doctor was very afraid that she fast 25 hours.
Because you get
Told her to
very
drink water. So this is what she did exactly. She took the little,
I take a medicine bottle.
Medicine
I take a
cup.
medicine bottle. I
Medicine
measure
cup.
in advance. My medicine bottle is 1.5 ounces, so I fill at the top. I just take it. Leave it in my.
So let's go now to Siman Tav Kuf. Hey,
Back how many years ago, I spent 2 high holidays in the Far East. Had no clue, Ashkenaz vignettes, Sephardi vignettes, I had no clue. This is a long time ago, 40 years ago. Wow. I was once in Philippines and once in Hong Kong. Crazy.
I mean, in the Philippines.
We had, I went to school, turned out it was.
So go to Tav Kuf Pei Tet. I told you Tav Kuf Pei, I was wrong. Tav Kuf Pei Tet. 589. Question was again, a man on the first day of the holidays is blowing the shofar. Everyone agrees that in shul you have to say Shehriyan. The man is blowing the shofar for the ladies, so let's read now Seif Vav. Tav Kuf Pei Tet Seif Vav. אף על פי שנשים פטורות, ladies are exempt from the mitzvah of shofar on Rosh Hashanah because it's a classic זמן ורמה, יכולות לתקוע for themselves. וכן, אחר, המאיר, שיצא, יורד בלו שופר אישור, יכול לתקוע להוציאה. You can blow for them. אבל, אין מברכות ולא יברכו להם.
Right.
They cannot say a bracha, neither he can say a bracha for them. Why? Because Sephardic ladies never make a bracha and a mitzvah that they are saying before.
Oh, this is Sfardic here. Oh, I'm getting confused.
Listen
But
good.
if he was a male, then he
He's
can.
blowing for them, but since he held already shofar before, so he's not making a bracha for himself.
Mhm.
Make
But
it for them.
but he's not making
But
for
if-
them because they are
They don't have obligation.
If the person is a male, then he can't say Shachianu?
No, it depends.
If the man, you mean the man is blowing for, he's
Yeah.
saying shechyan.
So by this method, you can't, a Sephardic woman hypothetically could not be motzi a man in Birkat Hamazon?
She cannot be motzi, the same as Birkat Hamazon, she cannot be motzi a
Oh,
man.
so then the Haggah is gonna tell us our minhag.
She cannot. Look now in the Ramah. Keep in mind before we look in the Ramah that Ashkenazic ladies do make, not obligated, but they have permission to say bracha.
So,
says the Ramah, והמנהג של נשים מברכות על מצוות עשה של הזמן ברמה. A woman can say ברכה in סוכה, לולב. על כן, גם כאן, please listen good now, מברכות לעצמן. If I am blowing for my mother-in-law the first day, even though she can make a bracha, but I cannot make the bracha for her. Why? אבל האחרים לא יברכו להם, הם כבר יצאו.
Because they're already.
The reason is because she's not obligated. Please listen good if you understand it.
yeah,
If you understand the case, gives you a,
even though she does make it beracha, she's not obligated.
I am permitted to blow shofar 50 times in every room in the hospital, and in every room I can say a bracha. Why? Because I'm obligated to assist people that cannot blow. But she's not obligated.
Only males?
Only men are
Only males.
obligated.
Right.
If she's not obligated,
He doesn't.
the
make it.
bracha that she makes is a voluntary bracha, correct?
Uh-huh.
How can I'm not obligated now because I already listened in shul. How can I make a bracha for
Go to a
her?
room for male patients, is there, but female patient, he won't.
So what they do normally is in the hospital,
Put everybody together.
they try to bring everyone together. If not,
What
at
is
least more or less.
What is that concept of voluntary beracha? Either it's a beracha batala. Then I can, why then why do
No,
we
so
have the
this is-
concept of
this is-
batala? I can make a voluntary one.
This is the machloket. When you say Asher Kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivan, what is it? Tzivanu? I was commended. Was your wife commended for mezuzah? For tefillin? No. I'm sorry, for shofar.
So it's a beracha
So
batala.
some Rishonim are saying, don't say it, and some say she's not saying I am commended. Tzivanu, the Jewish people. So this is a machloket between major Rishonim. Rambam says a woman should not say. So Shulchan Aruch follows Rambam. Many other Rishonim, Tosafot and the Rosh say it's okay for a woman. She's not obligated. Again, it's Vetzivanu. Tzivanu means we were commanded. Woman is not commanded
No,
to
I'm
use
discussing
shofar.
about the concept of voluntary
I'm
beracha.
saying again, explaining, I'm answering your question. What's the question if she can say bracha or not, Joseph? If
It's
we-
Sivan.
It's Iran, that's it. So some Rishonim are saying you're not commended, but you're not saying the bracha on yourself. You're saying it's part of Am Yisrael. So if you want, you can do it. You're exempt from the bracha, you're exempt from the mitzvah. Some are saying she's not obligated in the mitzvah, she cannot say the bracha. Bracha lebatala means if I'm making now borei peri ha'etz in the mood, it's bracha lebatala. If I'm making a bracha that I voluntarily can say it, but I'm not commended. Shulchan Aruch says don't say it, because the Rambam says not to. Rambam says yes. So the men cannot say the bracha for the ladies because they are not obligated. I am obligated to assist anyone who is obligated. Okay? Yes. What's your question?
I'm confused, but I don't want to hold the class. Go ahead. I'll come back, ask you later or next time. I don't want to hold back the class because on Friday night, is a woman mechuyev in a kiddush?
He's chayav the same as me and you, yes.
Why?
Why? Because Zachor v'Shamor.
All right, but there's no, but in the kiddush, there's no bracha of Asher Kitshana ben Filtab. It's Borei Priya Geffen.
The question is again, why is a woman chayav in keeping Shabbat if Shabbat is man gerama? Shabbat is man gerama. Why don't you say if a woman is patur from Sukkah, she's patur from Shofar, and be patur from Shabbat?
All right, because you have Shamor and Sachor. Okay.
This same Zachor and Shamor says, since she's chayav in Shabbat, she's chayav in all the mitzvot of Shabbat.
I'm not understanding the Ramah here. If you could explain it.
The machloket Ramah, this is Joseph's question. The machloket is every mitzvah that a woman is not commended, but she has the right to do. Can she make a bracha on that mitzvah or not? Any mitzvah that sitting in the sukkah, she's not commended. If she sits in the sukkah, everyone the mitzvah. Can she make a bracha on it? This is the machloket. The Ramah follows the opinions to say yes.
And the Rambam is, and the Sfardim say no.
Rambam says no, this is the Shulchan Aruch says no. Go back to Siman Taf Reish.
I exploded.
Why?
His beeper was going off, now his beeper, and it had a funny sound.
As I see, you are very afraid from now, after Beirut, people are afraid from there. He has his people a long time, so no one can.
You might be surprised, Rabbi. Israelis are going.
Offering free beepers.
In Colombia, they should give free beepers. In Colombia, all the Irish get rid of some of the.
In a just war, what Israel did is not permitted. What are you talking about? What is just war? When Hezbollah is attacking Israel, there's a just war? Great, come
Oh, Rabbi Prague, while they were asking this question, I don't know if do you get the magazine Jewish Action from the OU?
Sometimes, yeah.
There's a fascinating article. I'm going to send it to you later today, God willing, or tomorrow. What is the difference between and what is a milchemet mitzvah and a milchemet reshut? And fascinating. Is this what we're doing a milchemet mitzvah or a milchemet reshut?
Everything begins and ends with the Rambam in Chot Melachim that we read. The Rambam says every war that we are defending ourselves from those who attack us, the Rambam says is Milchemet mitzvah.
But I think the Ramban, if I read the article, and you'll read it, you'll understand. The Ramban seems to be, but it's a really fascinating thing.
Many liberals are saying that we are murderers. We murder innocent people. We don't need the New York Times for this. Well, let's give them free papers. The real enemies of the Jews are the Israelis.
all these demonstrations, free them, they put pressure on Israel to do.
We had
They
a
should be
student
making.
from
helping
Flatbush
their
that
Hamas.
went to Ithaca, to Carmel. There was a big demonstration, and he, of course, went for Israel. So those who are against Israel said, look, the Israelis are on our side. They tell us to demonstrate against Israel. This is the Israeli liberals. There's no Tanakh in high schools in Israel. There's no God in Israel. There's no Chumash. This is the Hasidim. Those Hasidim who you see in pictures are not permitted in Williamsburg to any shul except the shul that they have. In any shul. No one will buy meat by them either.
There are 6 of them anyway.
What?
I actually saw them.
Unfortunately, this is it.
Well, it's not just them. Even Trump is saying, how come 70% of the Jews are voting for Democrats? How could you even think about it? What are you doing?
The answer is they are not real Jews, but they are Jews only because the Shulchan Aruch said. They don't believe in the Shulchan Aruch. By what are they Jews?
Instead of rhinos, they're ginos.
They have nothing in them.
We are afraid, but we are coming to a time they have to
It makes a
define.
difference.
What is American Jewry? By what are they Jewish? By what?
J Street.
I know someone like that.
Here, my Chavruta met with a representative of
related.
TIA, it's a big insurance company. This year, the representative was a young lady in her 30s. She knows that he's Jewish because as she starts to talk to him business, she starts to cry. Says to her,
Why you
why are
crying?
you crying? He says, 2 weeks ago I discovered that I was sick. She's crying. Says, why are you crying to me? Listen. I know that I'm Jewish. I don't know anything about Judaism. I don't know my mother's Hebrew name. I want someone to pray for me. This is most Americans. So Jews are voting for. She is a Jew. By what? We assume that her mother and her grandmother were Jewish. So the halakha decides that the American Jews, but they're keeping nothing. It's very clear to see American Jews by what we are afraid to think about it, but we're coming to a time that we have to define now.
Yeah. And also they have a problem because let's say they are mixed married, their kids are mixed married,
Okay,
so
but
they cannot really accept the situation.
Joseph, look, Israel is also coming to a realization. You have to bring back to the Tanakh. Forget now if you don't keep Shabbat, fine, kosher. What are you? How come no one ever stands in the United Nations? The Bible says it's ours. Did you ever hear anyone say that?
Never.
You know why?
never,
Because if the
never,
Bible says
Never,
Sabbath and kosher also.
never.
Which claim do you, if I'm telling you now, I'm an Israeli left. The Tanakh doesn't exist. Why are the Arabs not correct? We are afraid of saying this way, but it's coming to a time that,
Well, the same problem is America. Religion. I mean, this is going.
but this is,
They try to
Even
knock
in
out
church.
religion. That's what they call a
but you
secular
do,
religion these days.
Joseph, you do see that if you take religion too far, the Arabs are also taking them of Allah and they slaughter and rape in the name of Allah. The Americans are the infidels.
It's a
Israelis.
small minority, Rabbi. Usually the Muslim religion is very
Okay,
human and very
It's
nice.
being infected.
These are sick
unfortunately.
people.
It's been infected.
They're like indoctrinated. And it's very small minority.
I had it yesterday, the entire Shabbat, I had a fellow, who's a surgeon dentist in Israel and America. So he told me he had few clients from, unfortunately were involved in the cancer. He said some of them told him, mothers told him, my son was not killed, but he's killed for life. He didn't listen good. He's listening why. Most of the kids at the time of the attack were on heavy LSD, which means your brain was not exactly there. Then you have the fright of someone killing you, yes, and you're running away. He says it's very difficult for psychologists to bring them back because something happened to the brain. He said the brains are. He told me 2 mothers in my office. My kids, my baby, they survived, but they never came back. Yeah, not the
Rabbi Prague, you saw it with your own eyes.
This is the guy. I know, no, but after he told it to me, I saw the picture of the guy we saw. Kid stands up and he says, the first time I met him in over, and he was talking like he's hallucinating.
Spaced out.
At the end, he says, Baruch atah Hashem she'asani nes b'makom hazeh. He's scared, you understand?
Miss Kane is right.
In his mind, things are mixed up because his brain did not function completely. He was already on LSD, different.
I wonder in October 7th they're gonna have a bigger dance than before.
This is what.
That's gonna be
That's what
terrible.
they're saying?
They say let's dance again. That's
But
the
you see,
whole
the
thing.
point is, here's the point bad now. We can never judge those who went to the concert, even though 20% were from religious families became not religious, because this is challenges of life.
We don't judge. Why do we have to judge anybody?
Oh, but nevertheless, to us, it says in this week's parasha, if you read it, you start to shiver. Hashem says, oh, but
Yes. Oh,
this is what's going to happen. The answer is, but instead of pointing the finger to the liberals, to us, let's be better, ben adam lechavero. Let's keep Shabbat at a higher level. Let's learn more Torah.
but Rabbi Prague,
More chesed.
Rabbi Prague, that's why after you read the Parsha yesterday, thank God we had the Haftorah.
Yeah.
If you read the Parsha, you give
One of
up.
the nicest haftarot ever.
Oh, how could you not love that Haftorah? Mom, whoa, what a Haftorah.
This
But you know,
haftarah. You
funny.
see, Yeshayahu is chapter 60 there.
60. It's just, you have to read that part. It's such the last couple of Haftorot are worth the whole year. Forget
This is why Sheva, this is why Sheva.
Kevin and Nechemta. If you read it, you have such, you know that whatever you're going to be, it's going to be dark today. Tomorrow, it's going to be light.
It had strictly to do with this call.
And more
The
people are
Nova
gonna-
Festival, it was good for people to see what actually happened. But it was centered around this music festival. It had nothing to do with anything about humanity. It just had to do with this dancing and how this cult was basically, you know.
It's basically a cult that takes in Israel.
Right.
It's a cult.
They're gonna get more members now.
No, but Joseph, but the truth has to be put on the table.
Saying it was a cult.
And unfortunately,
You
the
know,
state of Israel is moving, but it's not to blame
What
the Minister of Education, but we,
did
because of
was,
that,
because they showed
I-
physical.
our money should go more to organizations who are bringing these people back. Because this is the only chance that Israel has now.
It wouldn't have made a difference if there was a shul there, a base medrash, the same result would have happened.
Correct,
And
but
but it wasn't us, it was the fact that we're B'nai Yisrael and Am Yisrael. The rest, the same thing, the Holocaust, religious, non-religious, left to them, we would all be in the ocean,
as far as Hamas for sure, as far as Hamas.
100%.
Let's go back to Tav Reish. Let's go back to Tav Reish again. Listen carefully now. The Kiddush, Leil Sheni, in Tav Reish.
So for age 600?
No, Shema, the first Shema. Now, let's go back a minute. בקידוש ליל שני ילבש בגד חדש או פרי חדש ואומר שהחיינו.
What number are you doing the shul? Orachaim what? I'm sorry.
אור החיים 600 סעיף ב'.
Sif Bet, I'm sorry. I apologize, sorry.
ואם אין בגד חדש מצוי או פרי חדש אומר שהחיינו. So the Shulchan Aruch again, I mean, Chabad, there's no time to look, but this is a classic example. It's a major machloket rishonim. Yes, Shechianu, no Shechianu.
And now we're doing it.
What should he do? So he writes in the introduction to his book, the Rosh says, because we have a Safek, but he says, Shechianu, I'm through this way. Now let me ask you a question, listen good, listen good. That's a Friday night, last Friday night, okay? I got a fancy suit, I finished Kiddush, and I'm saying Shechianu before I drank the wine. Here Ezra, Baruch Ata Hashem Mekadesh HaShabbat, Baruch Ata Hashem Shechianu, look at my suit. I will have to say Borei Pri HaGefen again. You know what? This Shechianu has no place in the Kiddush. Says Reb Zalman Auerbach, says Avnei Nezer, says Chacham Ovadia, says Frank, what is the Shechianu? We are playing a game now. Since there is an argument, should you say Shechianu or not? So let's say Shechianu and a new fruit or a new garment.
It's irrelevant, technically.
But if I'm not obligated, this Shechianu is upset. It makes it worse. Shalah Ritzinit more. So the way Reb Zalman Auerbach says in his file, this is very interesting. Let's say I made a motzi Friday night. I made a motzi, okay? And I'm scanning the table, and there's no salt. So I'm telling my
Always
wife,
happens.
Devorah, bring the salt.
That's part of
I don't have to make a motzi again. Because having salt, it says in Shulchan Aruch, it's a Gemara. Having salt and a motzi is part of the meal. Good. Now what happened? Listen good now. I said, Devorah, where is the salt? And she says to me, next to you. Because she already placed it there. But when I took the cover from the Chalon, I didn't see it. Which means that my comment was wrong. I asked her, where is the salt?
Yeah. So
Do I have to say the Baracha again or not? The answer is no. But I was wrong. Because when I said it, as far as, I didn't know. He said, this is the key.
Yeah.
You understand?
You were in the
If the salt is definitely not there, I'm allowed to say.
Okay.
If we have a cat or a cow, and I said Amotzi already, I'm allowed to ask, did you feed the animals? Because I'm not allowed to eat before. It's Al-Khan Shulchan Aruch.
So why don't
Of
you
course,
say
take care of it before. Make sure the salt is on the table. Make sure that your cows are fed before, but you did not. So says Reb Zalman Auerbach, the same idea is here. Of course, if last Friday night I would say Shechianu, but the end of the Kiddush, this is wrong. There's no reason in the world to say. But here I'm not saying it out of nowhere. I'm saying it since some are telling me you must do it. And some are saying, because we have a safek, the same as the soul. When I said, where is the soul? I didn't realize it's right here.
If I forget Shehianu, do I have to make it again?
No, but you have to say Shechianu later.
So why don't we establish that you do it afterwards, so we don't have to do it at Mahloket?
But afterwards, according to some, it's going to be a baracha lebatala, because the idea is when you say kiddush,
Do it for the holiday. Holidays, we are unknown in the
the
holiday.
same safek is you have for the holiday, but kiddush. If you say for the holiday, say it while you say kiddush.
Right, so, right.
Why can't the second night you eat, you make kiddush, and during the meal you eat a new fruit and make a shechianu there?
This is
That's
exactly what.
Joseph's question. I'm asking.
But this is exactly what we do. But since the regular shechianu is part of the kiddush,
Keep it
Like the
there.
regular Yom Tovim.
Yamim Tovim. Now here is an interesting question, Joseph. Whatever you do this year, but Ezra, what do you? Bezrat Hashem, the second night you make shechianu, correct?
Mhm.
When do you eat the new food? After Hamotzi or right after?
This is always a.
Our custom is after Hamotzi.
If I'm not-
My custom is too, but many people say you have to make it before Hamotzi. Why?
Because you're in the
Because the
Shehianu.
shechianu you made on the new
Is it
food,
a six,
and the star food.
Mhm.
What gives you the right now to go to wash? Send it to Yadayim and Hamotzi.
We do it for the holiday, not for the fruit.
Yeah, but you're
No,
interrupted.
it's not for the holiday. That's
They're saying,
You interrupt. You
You-
said,
Shechianu on the fruit.
remember,
You didn't eat
why
it
is
right
this, Joseph? Why is the Shulchan Aruch suggesting to get a new food? Because some say don't say shechianu, but to make sure that it's not a bracha lebatala. I'm having your money.
Oh, but Rabbi Prague, I know the Rebbitzin, she goes to the fancy store, she buys you a tie every yontif, so the second night. So why don't you don't make it on the fruit, make it on your tie, Rabbi Prague? Because I know how much you like your ties. That's why I said it.
And I'm very proud to have a new tie.
The question is, Rabbi Prague, do you make the shechianu on a tie when you first wear it or when you first got it?
Is it high significant? Is it high significant?
Be'emet is what you get. Yes, be'emet. But the reality today you're saying it only when you wear it. Look, Rav Tuvia Goldstein lived together with Rabbi
And you
Feinstein
want
on
to
the
cut the
same
label off anyway.
and the same floor and Manhattan. Two wives went together to buy a new table. The table came, the door was too small for it. Okay, so they had to call the carpenter to take fine. So Rab Goldstein says to me and my friend, Rabbi Feinstein told me after the carpenter took it apart, brought it in, assembled it, we said shechianu on the table. Understand, for me, shechianu on the table, Ezra? Shechianu, I believe I have a very nice mahogany table, but a very nice mahogany table.
but it's always,
For some no, for some. But it depends.
Yeah, but you didn't know it was mahogany. Someone told you it was mahogany. You didn't have it.
Only that this mahogany table has to be covered with a very
Always.
expensive tablecloth.
yeah, so
You know about mahogany tables like I know about eye surgery.
Mahogany table. You can't- At least if you look at the legs, if you look at the legs on the table, you see mahogany. You live in a crazy world. That's right. Now listen carefully to a chidush of the Ktav Sofer. תשמע דבר יפה מאוד. As always, you buy few new food. So let's say you have 3 new food, okay? You need only 1, right?
Sure.
What happened if you decided on the first night, when you really have to say shechianu, correct? Remember, the first night of Rosh Hashanah, you bring a new food to the table, and you say, since I have already 3 new food, 1 I'm keeping for tomorrow, and 1 from the, logically, why not? Comes the Ktav Sofer. Remember, don't change whatever you do, but what he says makes a lot of sense. This is what he says. This is what he says. He says if I have 4 types of food, all of them are new, 1 shechianu covers all, right? 1 shechianu. It says here, the shechianu of the holiday is the shechianu of the day or I'm labeling it as a spiritual Shechianu, correct? The Shechianu on the fruit, the Shechianu on the physical. He says that if you can, don't mix, don't cover both with one Shechianu. Very interesting Gemara. An example is, Joseph is coming from Turkey, he wants to say Shechianu on the tree. Another guy who was in the hospital, he came back from an operation, wants to say Shechianu.
What's Shechianu?
You mean,
I'm sorry, I was wrong. One of the Achronim says, one Agomer can cover all people who say Agomer for the same reason. Since there are here
one for trip
two
and one for
reasons.
hospital.
Why? Because Agomer is your personal thanks to Hashem
It has to be
for
specific.
giving to you. It's very similar to this Shechianu. You understand? It says, if you say Shechianu only on the fruit, fine, as many fruit as you want, as many people as you want. But one is, of course,
Cover for holiday.
it's logically what he says, but the halacha would not, so to say, force you to make a new halacha if you did one Shechianu on both.
No, I heard once that there is no Shechianu anymore.
Okay, Ezra is showing me, Ezra is showing me that there is, Amot Yelechem in Haaretz, and then you take Tichadesh Aleinu Shana Tova. I forgot, I saw what Rav Ovadia does, I forgot, I'll tell you more.
Rabbi, they say that nowadays there is no Shechianu and there is no new fruit, so don't make Shechianu on fruit.
Have it a year.
No, but some of them come really from the Far East. This is why in many neighborhoods, so I didn't need, let's say Sabbath. I didn't need Sabbath in years last summer. But it's available. I saw it in the stores all the time. But if you buy one of these star foods, one of these exotic type of food, yeah, right. This is why.
Only if you like it.
What?
Only if you like it.
It is right. And every year my wife said, this year I got a new one after I tasted it. I said,
But Rabbi Prague, Rabbi France says, women are very makpidot on Rosh Hashanah to make sure that they all get new clothes for the second night.
Shema, listen to a real shit. This is a real story. Rabbi Gustman was a Holocaust survivor. As a matter of fact, he fought with the partisans. A student came to him before Sukkot, and he showed him a nice etrog. He says, would the rabbi recommend to buy the etrog? So he says to him, how much? This is 70. He says, how much are they asking you at that time? $150. He says, buy for 50, buy your wife a dress for 100.
Wow.
Because he realized that the guy doesn't. It's not at the tie that you wore, he realized that
That's not really his,
I'll see you tomorrow morning with
Send regards, Rabbi Prague, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. Yeshikayach.
Thank you, Rabbi.